Muhammad Ali, known by many as the greatest in boxing history, left behind a powerful legacy built on courage and charisma. Now, 9 years after his death, new attention is being drawn to his gravesite. In this video, we'll reveal the surprising discoveries made after his tomb was opened. What was found has shocked many and could change the way we remember this legendary figure. But before we dive into these discoveries, let's take a quick look at his life. Muhammad Ali, born Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr., came into the world on January 17, 1942, in Louisville, Kentucky. He grew up in a middle-class African-American family. His father, Cassius Clay Sr., painted signs for a living, while his mother, Odessa Grady Clay, worked as a housemaid. Although the family wasn't rich or poor, they faced the harsh reality of racial segregation that was common in the southern United States at the time. From a young age, Ali saw how unfair the system was, with laws that kept black and white people apart in schools, restaurants, and public places. These early experiences shaped how he viewed the world and race. Even as a child, Cassius was bold and full of energy. At age 12, someone stole his bicycle, and he was furious. He told a police officer named Joe Martin that he wanted to fight the thief. Martin, who also trained boxers, told him he had to learn how to fight first. That advice changed Cassius's life. He began training at Columbia Gym in Louisville with Martin's help. Not long after, he won his first amateur match in 1954. Another trainer, Fred Stoner, also helped shape his style. He taught Cassius how to turn boxing into more than just strength. It became a form of art and substance. While training hard, Cassius attended mostly black public schools, including Central High School. Even though he was gaining fame as a boxer, his schoolwork suffered. He often daydreamed about boxing during lessons or practiced moves in the hallways. Some teachers didn't want him to graduate, but the principal, Atwood Wilson, believed in him and made sure he did in 1960. That same year, he went on to compete in the Olympics. By 18, Cassius had already built a strong name in amateur boxing. He won the 1956 Golden Gloves tournament for beginners in the light heavyweight class, and later earned the National Golden Gloves title. His amateur career reached its peak when he won a gold medal at the 1960 Summer Olympics in Rome. That victory pushed him into the spotlight and gave him the confidence to show the world who he was. A key moment came in 1961, when Cassius sparred with Swedish heavyweight champion Ingemar Johansson in Miami. Cassius wasn't famous yet, but his speed and skills surprised Johansson. It was a clear sign of the talent and substance that would soon make him a global star. His biggest breakthrough came on February 25, 1964, when he, then known as Cassius Clay, defeated the feared heavyweight champion, Sonny Liston. Seen as the underdog, Clay shocked the world with his speed, mind games, and confidence. After 6 rounds, Liston quit. This win was more than a title. It marked a cultural shift. Soon after, Clay joined the Nation of Islam and changed his name to Muhammad Ali, beginning a new chapter both personally and professionally. Ali stood out for his lightning speed, quick footwork, and unorthodox style. His famous phrase, "float like a butterfly, sting like a bee," captured how he danced around opponents, keeping his hands low and landing punches from unpredictable angles. While critics saw it as showboating, it was a calculated and effective strategy. His footwork was rare among heavyweights. He moved smoothly, dodging punches with head movement and fast steps, making it difficult for opponents to land solid hits. His jabs were unpredictable and sometimes resembled martial arts moves. Though many doubted him, his success proved the power of innovation. One of Ali's most talked about tactics was the rope-a-dope, famously used in his 1974 fight against George Foreman. Instead of attacking early, Ali leaned on the ropes and let Foreman wear himself out with powerful punches. Once Foreman was exhausted, Ali struck back and claimed victory. Though the approach was controversial, it became one of the most iconic strategies in boxing history. Ali's confidence and charisma were just as striking as his boxing style. He taunted opponents with rhymes, made bold predictions, and dazzled fans with flashy moves like the Ali Shuffle. While some critics saw him as arrogant, others admired his brilliance and mental edge in the ring. Despite the criticism, Ali's achievements were unmatched. He held multiple world titles, including the WBA and WBC belts, and became the first boxer to win the lineal heavyweight title 3 times. His remarkable success cemented his legacy as one of the sport's greatest figures. But Ali's influence went far beyond boxing. He received numerous honors for his contributions to society and his advocacy for important causes. In 1986, he was inducted into the World Boxing Hall of Fame, and in 1990, into the International Boxing Hall of Fame, recognitions that confirmed his place in history. Ali was also a passionate humanitarian and social activist. In 1970, he received the Martin Luther King Jr. National Holiday Lifetime Achievement Award for his bold voice during the Civil Rights Movement. Later, in 1999, Sports Illustrated named him Sportsman of the Century, and the BBC honored him as Sports Personality of the Century. These awards reflected not only his athletic greatness, but also his cultural impact. In 2005, he was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, one of America's highest honors, for his lifelong commitment to peace, justice, and humanity. Throughout his boxing career, Ali earned many sports-related awards. He was named Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year in 1974, and that same year, he won the Fighter of the Year award from the Boxing Writers Association of America. He also received the BBC Overseas Sports Personality of the Year award in 1973, 1974, and 1978, showing how respected he was around the world. In addition, Ali was awarded honorary degrees like the Doctorate of Humane Letters from Texas Southern University in 1979. He also received major humanitarian awards, including the Arthur Ashe Award for Courage and the Essence Living Legend Award in 1997. Ali's legacy lives on through several awards created in his honor. These include the Muhammad Ali Celebrity Fight Night Awards, the ACLU Muhammad Ali Champion of Liberty Award, and the Muhammad Ali Humanitarian Awards from the Ali Center. In 2017, the World Boxing Super Series introduced the Muhammad Ali Trophy, reminding the world of his deep impact on sports and the substance he brought to all he did. But Ali's journey wasn't without struggle. One of the most powerful moments in his life came when he refused to fight in the Vietnam War. In 1966, while still the heavyweight champion, the U.S. military reclassified him as eligible for the draft. This change happened during the growing tension of the war. When Ali was informed, he refused to serve, citing his religious beliefs as a member of the Nation of Islam and his moral opposition to the war. He said, "War is against the teachings of the Quran. I'm not trying to dodge the draft. We are not supposed to take part in wars unless declared by Allah or the Messenger. And I ain't got no quarrel with them Viet Cong." His stand was more than personal. It became a political statement. Ali connected the war overseas with the racism Black Americans faced at home. He asked why he should go 10,000 miles from home to drop bombs on brown people in Vietnam, while Negro people in Louisville are treated like dogs and denied basic rights. This bold link between the war and civil rights made Ali a powerful but controversial figure in America. On April 28, 1967, Ali showed up at the Armed Forces Induction Center in Houston. Wearing a bright blue silk suit and facing a crowd of reporters, he refused to step forward when called. He did this 3 times, calmly and boldly, knowing he could face 5 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. His act of civil disobedience caught national attention. The next day, his boxing license was suspended and he was stripped of his title. Other states followed, banning him from boxing nationwide. Ali was convicted of draft evasion on June 20, 1967. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison and fined $10,000. Although he didn't serve time while appealing the case, the ban kept him out of boxing from 1967 to 1970 during his best years. In that period, he lost not only income, but also the chance to compete at his peak. The impact of his exile went far beyond the ring. His bold refusal to join the war inspired the anti-war movement and civil rights activists. In June 1967, top African-American athletes and leaders, including Jim Brown, Bill Russell, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, gathered at the Cleveland Summit to discuss Ali's stand. They gave him their full support, showing that he had become more than a boxer. He was now a symbol of social justice. In 1971, Ali's long legal fight ended with a major win. The U.S. Supreme Court overturned his conviction in Claiborne, United States, ruling that the government had not clearly explained why his request for conscientious objector status was denied. This cleared the way for his return to the sport. Ali's comeback began with a win over Jerry Quarry, followed by another against Oscar Bonavena. Though he had lost some of his speed and reflexes, he quickly proved he was still a top contender. His biggest test came in 1971 when he faced Joe Frazier in the famous Fight of the Century. Held at Madison Square Garden, it brought together two undefeated champions battling for the world heavyweight title. The match drew global attention, with an estimated 300 million viewers, making it one of the most watched fights in history. The build-up to the fight was intense. Ali used sharp words and taunts to rattle Frazier, even calling him an Uncle Tom and questioning his support for the Vietnam War. Frazier, calm and focused, was known for his powerful left hook and hard-working image. Their clash became more than just a sporting event. It reflected the deep social and political divisions in America. With each fighter seen as representing different sides of the national conversation, the fight itself was a brutal 15-round battle that showcased the best of both boxers. Ali brought speed, agility, and smart tactics, while Frazier applied constant pressure and powerful punches. Ali dominated the early rounds with quick footwork and sharp jabs, but Frazier's aggressive style began to wear him down. In the 15th round, Frazier landed a crushing left hook that sent Ali to the canvas. It was the first knockdown of Ali's professional career, and a dramatic moment that stunned the crowd. Although Ali got back up and kept fighting, the judges gave Frazier a unanimous decision, handing Ali his first professional loss and making Frazier the undisputed heavyweight champion. This defeat was a major blow to Ali, both professionally and personally. It ended his undefeated streak and put his claim of being the greatest to the test. Still, Ali showed grace in defeat. He called Frazier the greatest fighter of all time next to me, showing respect for his rival and acknowledging how great their battle had been. The fight also began one of the most famous rivalries in boxing history. They would meet again in two more legendary matches, the 1974 Super Fight II, which Ali won, and the 1975 Thrilla in Manila, often called one of the greatest boxing matches of all time. Ali won that fight as well. Financially, the fight of the century changed everything. Both Ali and Frazier earned $2.5 million, the biggest payout any athlete or entertainer had ever received at the time. The success of the event, along with innovations like closed-circuit television, broadcasts across the United States and Canada, set new records and raised the bar for sports promotion and marketing. Even after this, Ali's career continued with fierce rivalries and unforgettable matches. On March 31, 1973, he faced Ken Norton in a tough fight at the San Diego Sports Arena. Norton won by a surprising split decision, marking only the second loss of Ali's career. What made it more shocking was that Ali fought with a broken jaw. He said he felt it snap in the second round, but still fought all 15 rounds. This showed his incredible toughness and determination. Norton's unusual style, with punches coming from below and a crossed-arm defense, was hard for Ali to handle. Norton landed 233 punches with 43% accuracy, while Ali managed 171 punches at 26%. Norton outscored Ali in 8 rounds, and Ali won only 4. Norton's pressure and Ali's injury gave Norton the advantage. The broken jaw made it hard for Ali to punch and take hits, so he had to defend more than attack. The loss was not just a blow to Ali's career, but also a serious physical challenge. He was hospitalized and needed time to heal from the fractured jaw. Many wondered if he would retire, but Ali refused to quit. He admitted he had not trained properly and was overweight, which made it easier for Norton to win. Ali's determination led to a rematch on September 10, 1973, called the Battle of the Broken Jaw. This time, Ali trained hard at his Deer Lake camp, lost weight, and regained his strength. Both fighters were in the top shape. The 12-round fight was very close, but Ali won by split decision. 2 judges gave him the win, 1 gave it to Norton. The victory helped Ali bounce back and prove he was still a top contender. The rivalry between Ali and Norton became one of the most famous in boxing history. Their first fight, where Ali kept going despite a broken jaw, is remembered as a powerful show of courage. Norton's victory showed that Ali was not unbeatable. But Ali's win in the rematch proved his strength, heart, and ability to adapt, traits that defined his legendary career. In the late 1970s, Ali's career had its highs and lows. He lost the title to Leon Spinks in 1978, but won it back just 6 months later. Despite his age and the wear from years of fighting, Ali stayed in the ring until 1981. He retired with 56 wins, 5 losses, and 37 knockouts. Later in life, Ali faced a different kind of battle, his health. In 1984, at just 42 years old, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, a disorder that slowly affected his movement and speech. But signs of the illness had shown up years earlier, making his health struggles long and complicated. A major study by speech scientists at Arizona State University analyzed Muhammad Ali's speech from 1968 to 1981. They found that his speech slowed by 26% between ages 26 and 39, with slurring noticeable by 1978, 3 years before he retired and 6 years before his Parkinson's diagnosis. These changes closely aligned with the heavy blows he received, especially in his 1977 fight with Ernie Shavers, who landed 266 punches. The study suggests that early speech changes may help detect brain diseases in athletes with repeated head injuries. While head trauma can increase the risk of brain disorders, Ali's neurologists believed he had young-onset idiopathic Parkinson's, not one caused solely by boxing. His symptoms, such as shaking, stiffness, and slow movement, responded well to treatment and followed a typical Parkinson's pattern. Despite his illness, Ali remained active in public life and humanitarian efforts. His visible symptoms, including tremors and a blank facial expression, did not stop him from inspiring millions. By sharing his journey, Ali raised awareness of Parkinson's and the risks of head trauma in sports. His experience also drew attention to chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE. Through medication, therapy, and resilience, Ali faced his illness with grace, becoming a global symbol of strength and hope. If you are enjoying this video, appreciate it by giving it a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. Ali's personal life was just as complex as his public one. His romantic relationships and marriages reflected the pressures he faced as both a celebrity and a deeply spiritual man. He was married 4 times and had 9 children. These relationships were shaped by love, conflict, and change as Ali tried to balance fame, faith, and family. His first marriage was to Sanji Roy, a cocktail waitress and model he met through his manager, Herbert Muhammad. They got married just 1 month after meeting on August 14, 1964, but the relationship quickly faced problems because of religion. Ali had joined the Nation of Islam and followed its strict rules, but Sanji didn't accept them. She didn't want to change how she dressed or where she went. Ali felt her choices went against his beliefs. They had no children and divorced on January 10, 1966. Ali's brother later said Sanji was his true love and that losing her deeply hurt Ali, a pain he never fully healed from. In 1967, Ali married Belinda Boyd, who later changed her name to Khalila Camacho Ali. She was only 17 at the time. Their marriage lasted almost 10 years, and they had 4 children together. Mariam in 1968, twins Jamila and Rashida in 1970, and Muhammad Ali Jr. in 1972. Still, the marriage had its problems. Ali's rising fame and busy schedule created tension. His affairs with other women, including Veronica Porche, also played a role in the breakup. They divorced in 1976. Ali had started a relationship with Veronica Porche in 1974, while still married to Khalila. This affair became public and helped end his second marriage. He married Veronica in 1977, and they stayed together until 1986. They had 2 daughters, Hannah in 1976 and Layla in 1977. Layla later became a world champion boxer like her father. Though their marriage had moments of closeness, it also had many challenges and ended in divorce after almost 10 years. Ali's 4th and final marriage was to Yolanda Lonnie Williams in 1986. It was his most lasting and stable relationship. They had known each other since they were kids in Louisville, Kentucky, where their mothers were close friends. That childhood bond helped build a strong foundation. They had a quiet family wedding and stayed together until Ali's death in 2016. They adopted a son, Assad, in 1986. Lonnie stood by Ali during his struggle with Parkinson's disease and helped raise awareness about the condition. She worked hard to protect and carry on his legacy. Besides his marriages, Ali had children with other women, including daughters Mia and Kalia. He also had relationships with Patricia Harville and Aisha Fletcher, who gave birth to his children. Some of these relationships were private, adding more depth to his personal life. Throughout it all, Ali was known for his charm and bold spirit. His love life often made headlines, showing the challenge of balancing fame with personal commitments. But no matter the struggles, his family always remained close to his heart. Muhammad Ali passed away on June 3, 2016, at the age of 74 in Scottsdale, Arizona. His death marked the end of a life that went far beyond boxing. He was not only seen as the greatest heavyweight boxer of all time, but also respected as a social activist and humanitarian. The cause of death was septic shock from natural causes, worsened by a respiratory infection. His health had been fragile due to Parkinson's disease, which he had battled for over 30 years. In his final days, Ali was hospitalized with breathing problems and later placed on life support. Despite doctors' efforts, his condition worsened. Family members were by his side, holding his hands and praying as he passed. His daughter Hannah shared that, even after his organs failed, his heart kept beating for 30 more minutes, showing his incredible strength and spirit. Parkinson's disease had slowly weakened his muscles, making it hard for him to breathe and swallow. This also made him more vulnerable to infections like pneumonia, which added to his health problems. After his passing, Ali's funeral reflected the deep respect the world had for him. On June 10, 2016, a funeral procession took place in Louisville, tracing a 23-mile path through places important to his life. His casket passed by his childhood home, the street named after him, and the Muhammad Ali Center. Around 100,000 people gathered along the way, shouting his name and tossing flowers at the car carrying his body. It was a powerful goodbye, filled with emotion, as people of all ages came out to honor a man who had touched many lives. Ali was buried in a private ceremony at Cave Hill Cemetery, a quiet and historic site he had chosen years earlier. In line with Islamic tradition, his grave was marked by a simple stone that read only Ali, showing his faith and humility. Close family and friends gathered for a peaceful moment of farewell after the large public outpouring of love. The main public memorial was held at the KFC Yum Center in downtown Louisville, where thousands came to honor Ali's life and legacy. The interfaith service began with a Quran recitation by Imam Hamza Abdul Malik, setting a spiritual tone. Leaders from different religions spoke about Ali's fight for civil rights and how he united people across racial and religious lines. Speakers included his wife Lonnie, comedian Billy Crystal, journalist Bryant Gumbel, Senator Orrin Hatch, and local figures. Former President Bill Clinton gave the final eulogy, sharing touching stories and praising Ali's courage. He recalled how deeply moved he was watching Ali light the Olympic flame in 1996, saying he wept like a baby. The service drew celebrities and world leaders from around the world. Former boxers Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis served as pallbearers. Others in attendance included Arnold Schwarzenegger, Spike Lee, and Common. Their presence showed how far Ali's influence reached, beyond boxing into culture, politics, and entertainment. The event was broadcast globally, allowing millions to take part in remembering him. Though the service honored his passing, it also celebrated his life. Speakers focused on more than his boxing achievements. They spoke of his activism, his bold stand against the Vietnam War, and his humanitarian work. The interfaith nature of the event reflected Ali's own message of unity, making the memorial a powerful tribute to a man who brought people together. President Barack Obama praised Ali for shaking up the world in a way that made it better. George Foreman, his friend and former rival, called him royalty and a truly good man. These words captured the deep admiration Ali inspired across generations and backgrounds. Even after Ali's death, questions and controversy continued to surround his story. Declassified FBI files revealed that the government had closely monitored him because of his opposition to the Vietnam War and his ties to the Nation of Islam. Some of his fights, like the 1978 loss to Leon Spinks, were even investigated for being possibly fixed. The FBI tracked his speeches and phone calls, seeing him as a potential threat. This was part of a broader effort to control civil rights leaders, sparking lasting debate over how Ali was treated during his career. Conspiracy theories also reach back to his early days, especially the 1964 fight with Sonny Liston. Some believe Liston lost on purpose due to pressure from mob figures and gambling interests. FBI investigations pointed to suspicious bets on the match, and Liston's later death, officially ruled an overdose, remains surrounded by suspicion. These theories add to the mystery of Ali's rise in a boxing world often influenced by crime and corruption. Today, Muhammad Ali's gravesite at Cave Hill Cemetery in Louisville, Kentucky, is open to the public. It offers a peaceful place where people from around the world can honor one of the most admired sports and humanitarian figures in history. Established in 1848, the cemetery is listed on the National Register of Historic Places and features winding paths, quiet ponds, and beautiful plants, making it a fitting final resting place. Ali's gravesite was designed with care, following his and his family's wishes. It reflects his love for simplicity, dignity, and openness. A large granite monument bears his name and one of his most famous quotes: "Service to others is the rent you pay for your room in heaven." 2 granite benches nearby welcome visitors to pause and reflect. Another quote, engraved on the granite covering the grave, shares how he hoped to be remembered, giving the memorial deep personal meaning. Since it opened, Muhammad Ali's gravesite has attracted thousands of visitors from across the country and around the world. The Ali family has welcomed the public with open arms, encouraging people to celebrate his life. His wife, Lonnie Ali, thanked the Louisville community for their support and shared that Ali always wanted people to know he was from Louisville. The city proudly honors him as one of its greatest sons, and his gravesite remains a powerful symbol of the values he stood for. Visitors often describe their experience at Cave Hill Cemetery as peaceful and inspiring. The quiet surroundings and simple beauty of the gravesite create a space for both reflection and celebration. Many people leave flowers, notes, and personal items, turning the area into a living tribute that continues to grow with each visitor. Cemetery staff are used to the steady flow of guests and estimate that thousands may be present at any time, showing how Ali's legacy continues to move people around the world. The gravesite is easy to access thanks to the cemetery's central location near downtown Louisville. Visitors can get there by car, bus, bike, or even on foot. Signs and helpful staff make it easy to find Ali's grave within the large 296-acre grounds. The cemetery is open daily from 8 a.m. to 4:45 p.m., giving people plenty of time to visit and experience the calm atmosphere. Opening Ali's gravesite to the public is more than just revealing a memorial. It is a lasting tribute to a man who became a symbol of courage, justice, and humanity. The site's thoughtful design and open access reflect the spirit of Ali and his family's wish to share that spirit with the world. As visitors sit on the benches or walk the quiet paths of Cave Hill Cemetery, they connect with the legacy of a champion who fought not only in the ring, but also for dignity and truth. What do you think about the discoveries at Muhammad Ali's gravesite? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest content.